fear through Killarney. Now I'm back to hitching with the wind. But if Mickey Flynn should ever find me, I'll throw me caution all behind me and square off on that son of a bitch again. He cracked open a river too, he beat me Sunday through and through, and so jiggle my unconscious frame. I won me healthy sheriff fights, well lucky son still had me life since Mickey Flynn beat me dumb and lame.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Always Next Year podcast. This is the Chiefs Talk Show. I'm your host, Steve, joined by me by Shane. Shane, how you doing now?
Oh, it was close. I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing all right. Pretty ecstatic. Tyreek Hill got an extension. 3 years, $54 million. And I'm pretty happy.
All right, so in my head, I forgot about this. I know we're starting with Tyreek Hill, but I just need to formally apologize on the Chiefs segment before I forget. Your fearless leader over there, Steve, was 130% correct about Carlos Hyde. Meanwhile, I was over here like, nah, he's going to be an integral part of the Chiefs' offense. No, that was fucking dumb.
Nope.
So,
traded to the Texans.
Which you predicted.
I didn't predict a trade. I just predicted he would get cut and then sign with the Texans. So it's even better. We get I think it was like an offensive lineman or something.
Yep.
Whatever, depth.
There you
no
go.
need for Carlos Hyde. And then
I knew I was going to forget, and it wasn't in either of our notes, so the fact that it came into my brain, I just needed to interject that.
So we'll touch back on Tyreek Hill, but also Shady McCoy, Shady McCoy is a Chief, and I'm pretty okay with it.
Yeah.
He'll do well. He's more so familiar with Andy Reid's system, He's not going to do well right away. He'll have, two big plays.
Two big plays?
For 60 yards combined. And then, nothing.
I think he's going to have a really, really good year with you guys, honestly. Maybe not the full year, but he's up there. Is he 31 now?
I think so. He's 30, 31.
Yeah, 30, 31 years old. A lot of touches over his career, but obviously the familiarity with Reid. Getting back into a really, really high-powered and very fast offense is what's most conducive for him,
right?
And his elusivity, so I'm pretty good.
I've been seeing a lot of people saying this is going to cut into Damian Williams' touches, and it will a little bit. I think the person who gets hurt the most is Darwin Thompson, my boy. But I think Darwin will still get his touches. They'll have the three-man rotation that'll be better than they've had, even when they had Spencer Ware and Charkandrick West.
Charkandrick.
Along with Damian and Kareem Hunt. Almost forgot his name because, he's suspended.
For 10 games. Not 10 games. How many games?
8 games. But yes, sorry, I'm half a beer in.
There's no drink count on this show.
I know,
this is not
but
Whiskey Ramble.
I'm preparing you for the next show.
I already have that in my notes to make sure.
But LaShawn should do pretty okay. If you have him in fantasy, you should be happier that he's a Chief than a Bill.
Yeah, you guys have even a remotely decent line.
Yeah, so I traded Shady before this trade happened, and I saw he got cut. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is great. And then I saw him slide with the Chiefs. I'm like, God damn it. Now he's going to put up points. Because he is going to put up points throughout the year. He's going to do well for the Chiefs. And
how many touches do you think he's going to get a week?
A week?
On average?
I would say about 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Damian will get more, and Darwin will be 10 to 15 as well. Because here you can move people around. They don't really have a guy that can go out to the slot to play a receiver in an empty backfield. I don't know if I would trust anybody doing that.
Shady could earlier in his career.
I'm not so much sure now though.
I wouldn't do it personally, but he can do it.
But you can line up with the two running backs, and you won't know who's going to really, and that's good, and that'll help out.
Yep.
And then it'll be a play action and then a shovel pass to Tyreek for a touchdown, earning his 3 years, $54 million.
That's correct. Saving you guys some years.
Yep. It's 35 guaranteed. Which is,
I didn't see the guarantee breakdown yet.
I'm pretty sure I saw $35 million guaranteed, which not too bad. I believe it puts him up in the very top paid receivers by year.
Yeah,
right up there with OBJ and Sammy Watkins, which we just discovered before we did this.
Yeah, which is hilarious to me.
Yeah, Sammy Watkins.
What a contract!
I wish you well after this year because I don't think he's going to be a Chief for cap reasons.
No,
they have to sign Chris Jones, and Chris Jones is a huge part of this defense.
I literally just looked at his stats beforehand, just to because I obviously knew his sack total. And
he had like 8 straight games with a sack last year, I think.
He had 15 and a half sacks on the year, which is fucking great. He only had like 33 tackles. Like,
so half were sacks.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
What a fucking split.
Well, our run defense was pretty shitty last year, so it should be better this year. Shit, where was I going? Oh, yeah, Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, yeah.
I think that he's going to do well. I don't see him getting cut. I just leave this to another contract after, barring, no more bullshit happens.
Sure.
Which
the NFL's version of bridge.
Of what?
Bridge,
right, yes. Which you don't really see this day and age in the NFL, really.
Not particularly.
Yeah,
it's just guys get locked up to the 4 or 5.
Yeah, they get locked up to that, and then it's like, here's the guaranteed, and this is when they're going to get cut.
Yeah, which year 3 is when the renegotiations occur, or the cuts occur. Yeah,
so this one's like probably like after year 2, like, hey, you fucked up again, we're not re-signing you, you're done, or here's another deal.
Yeah, what, $17-ish million a year, right? 17 and a half. He's going to make guaranteed over the first 2.
Yeah,
based on that.
I believe so.
I don't know what
the
breakdown is.
That's a lot. That hasn't been released yet, as far as I know.
But, it wasn't breakdown.
He's literally getting like $2 million this year. He's getting paid less than DeMarcus Robinson against the cap, which is insane given their production. DeMarcus Robinson's very solid, great 4th receiver.
He's fine for 4, yeah.
I think he could be a solid like 3 on like a worse team, but I think he's found his niche here and his chemistry with Patrick Mahomes second. So I like D-Rob. Almost spilled the beer on my laptop and Shane's. So that shitty event that I just avoided, speaking of shitty events, last night's game.
That was terrible.
The Bears-Packers opening season game, I guess is what you call it. I don't know.
Yeah, just the 100-year anniversary game.
It should have been the Patriots,
rivalry.
to be fair. Like opening up at home. Like, I just think that you keep that going, but 100 years, whatever.
Yeah, but like these are 2 storied franchises, and it is what it is. Like, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Well,
other than the production.
The play on the field was pretty shitty.
That was terrible.
It was absolutely pretty terrible.
So I should, and I can't recall if Ian listens to this one or not. I know he listens to Whiskey Ramble.
He should.
He should for like fantasy advice, because you give that. And this guy, so he calls me yesterday, right before the game starts, and he's like, I swore to myself I'd never ask you for fantasy advice again, because the first time he ever did, I really went in the wrong direction. And he's like, but you did win last year. And I was like, I did. So he was asking me whether to go with Matt Ryan or whether to go with Trubisky. And I was like, go with Trubisky. I was like,
wow.
Look.
For this week?
That's correct.
Ooh.
I hope he didn't watch the game. I did not receive a single text message from him.
It's too angry. He probably broke his phone.
He may have. Like, first of all, and it wasn't even so much that like his stat line was horrendous, because it was whatever. He threw for like 200 and some yards, and like,
but he was fucking terrible.
But how many open guys could be like just jumping jacks in the middle of the fucking field?
Allen Robinson at least 10.
It was insane.
Yes.
It was absurd. But yeah, that was a terrible game.
It was.
It's fucking preseason, man. Like the first 2, 3, 4 weeks of the NFL season now is just garbage product.
It's because they don't play in the preseason.
They have to fix the preseason for that particular reason.
Minor leagues.
That's what I'm saying.
One minor league, it'll fix everything, make more money, hire me. So I've been seeing a lot of like similar tweets based off last night's game, and it is hilarious to me as a Kansas City Chiefs fan who has the Lord and Savior Patrick Mahomes II. This is a quote. It was Stam Stejskal. I don't know who the fuck he is, but he's got a blue check mark, so he's legit.
There you go.
Do you ever think about how the Bears could have had Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, but instead traded up to draft Mitch Trubisky? And it's not even just traded up; it's traded off precisely one spot with a team that wasn't going to draft a quarterback, the Niners, because I believe they already had Garoppolo.
Yeah.
And it's just mind-boggling. Like,
it's absurd.
Like, you could have saved your draft picks. You could have drafted a better quarterback, but you fucked up both ways.
I will say,
I don't think the GM's there anymore for this reason.
He shouldn't be there.
Ryan Pace, right?
I have no idea.
All right, you talk. I'll Google.
You can Google. You're quicker. And because you have the actual laptop there this time. But I don't think...
he is still there. That man should be fired.
Really?
Yeah, see, I'm quicker than you talking.
That's true. I don't think Trubisky's as bad as he was last night and as completely just obtuse and just whatever. But there was no need for that decision in that moment.
Right.
To move up for no fucking reason.
He was like running through
the only thing I can think is that
he was running through a hole in the offensive line that guaranteed that he was going to get sacked or maybe get like 3 yards. When he could have rolled out like a Patrick Mahomes II would have and maybe made a play.
Patrick Mahomes II is God.
Right. And Patrick Mahomes would have made a throw, but Trubisky probably gave like 6 yards on a run.
Yeah.
So.
For sure. For sure. I can't recall that trade specifically. Was someone else rumored to jump ahead of them, and that's why they ended up making that trade?
I really don't think so, because this was
that's
draft.
Even more moronic.
I was basically blacked out drunk right after the Chiefs drafted Patrick Mahomes II, and I'll be honest, hand in the air, I was not a firm believer at the time because I'm like,
neither was I. Fuck
sure,
I hated
Texas
him in college.
Tech, whatever. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I did not like him in college.
Chicago Bears, San Francisco trade. The fight was the first thing that came up. So seeing it was also a lot of like poor play calling. Like the defenses did play well, but the offenses I think were more so just pretty much shit. Matt Nagy and like on his own half of the field, like very close to the 50, he ran a 3rd and 1 running back like dive to Cordarrelle Patterson, noted wide receiver. It was absurd, and it obviously didn't work out.
I don't even remember that play.
Oh, it happened. I remember, like, what the fuck are you doing? It didn't make any fucking sense. Like, sure, you want to use this guy as a gadget guy, but that's not how you do that thing.
When is the NFL going to give up on that man?
On Cordarrelle? I would totally have him as my 5th receiver and returner.
Yeah, but there is nothing else of value he brings. He's not a running back. He's not a real receiver.
Andy Reid could do something with him.
Andy Reid is good at finding creative ways to do things. Belichick would be able to find. Oh no, Belichick had him.
Yeah.
That's right. But yeah, I don't know. NFL needs to give up on that man.
They do, and it is pretty bad because I'm looking at like the lineup for the Bears, and I'm like, I'm having an argument with my coworker. He's like, "Tell me what shows you that this offense is going to be good," and it's like going through the Bears roster. I'm like, well, Allen Robinson, yeah. David Montgomery's a rookie. Tariq Cohen is pretty good. And he's like, what else? Travis Gabriel? He could make plays like every 7 weeks. Like he'll be there for like his 3 catches for like 40-ish yards, and then like that 7th week he'll have like 5 for 115.
Explosive weeks.
Yeah.
Explosive.
And that's
weeks.
how he is. And then they have Josh Bellamy, who was a Chief, but he never played he never caught a pass as a Chief apparently. But I always remember him being on the team for that 1 year. I don't know why it just sticks out. It was like Dwayne Bowe, like Mark Bradley,
missed that man, by the way.
Chris Chambers, and then like Josh Bellamy.
It's bizarre.
Yes, I can remember the craziest irrelevant shit about teams and who was on the roster. As long as it's the Eagles and the Chiefs, I should say.
I don't know, because you do this shit with hockey too. Like you just go on these random side tangents.
Football, I'm more like stuck
Team
with the teams like I've been kind of following my whole life.
Yeah, by the way, listen to Disciples of Ed with Steve, because he will bring up the most absurd trades and trades that didn't happen and random pieces of trades that I don't know.
Oh, yes, we're recording. It's Friday right now. We're recording tomorrow, Saturday, and the one piece of the segment I'm going to go off on, and I will go within such detail.
Did he send notes? I don't even know what we're talking about.
He did.
No,
my
bad.
I don't want to spoil it. It's about trades. And
I'm
going to go in.
This.
I'm going to go in depth about this one trade, and I will have the whole trade tree down to the T, and be like, see what we could have fucking had and gave up. It's going to be entertaining.
I'm going to enjoy it, and
I'm more so just ready for Rob's interaction with it. So
for Rob's interaction with it,
yeah, with me going off on it and how he can rebuttal.
He's not going to be able to rebuttal. That's the thing. Talking hockey with you, it's just like you're right. Like I got nothing.
Tell me I'm wrong, and I'll prove you why you're wrong.
That's like lawyered. Steve is officially an attorney when it comes to NHL trades.
Right. That's why I suck doing it when I'm drunk.
Straight litigator over there.
So another thing to talk about, it's not so much of the Chiefs. I mean, I guess Tyreek Hill, he had his drama this offseason with his psychotic girlfriend, who he should not be close to in any which way. Just stick with the kids. Right. I guess. Yeah, I think she's pregnant or just had some.
She's pregnant again?
I think they just had another or something.
Man.
I don't really quite recall at this moment in time.
Some people are so dumb.
Well, yeah, they had kids.
That's also true.
But the drama in the NFL right now, Antonio Brown's going off the deep end, probably some CTE shit, but who knows?
He is fucking bizarre, man. Like, So, do you ever sit there and look at people in any type of professional sport? It doesn't really matter. And they start acting like you've always known they were a little quirky, a little odd. Like you've always known that about AB. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you're like, this is a fucking another level, my friend. Like, what kind of professional help do you need? Right? Like, I genuinely sit here and I'm like, I got a therapist for you. I'll Skype you in. He's a great guy. You need to talk to fucking someone because you're goddamn nuts. This guy could legitimately be a top receiver in all the NFL in the history of the game if he just shut his mouth and played football. Yeah,
and just accepted. Like, I think the reason he wanted to get away from Pittsburgh was because, like,
he hated Ben Roethlisberger.
Who doesn't? The man is a rapist.
100%. I have him in a subcategory of, I don't know if it's this show or the next show. My notes are blending together now, but I do.
So much football talk on this podcast these days.
Well, that's true.
From every side of the coin, pretty much.
I know.
Every side of the coin, there's only two sides.
That's not true. You get the ring of the coin too. Like, if it could land just like this, right? So we're gonna call it three sides.
You ever done that? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, not on purpose.
Oh wow, we got a magician over here with Monkey. Monkey, you know it on the cue.
Yeah, well, Monkey's absurd. He's rocking a flask this week, by the way. He ditched the Bud Light. He is the Danny Daniels flask. Danny Daniels, by the way, a total babe. Danny Daniels.
Yes, I see this picture in the studio. I'm like, who is that? Danny Daniels.
Yeah.
Check her out. Okay, I might.
Totally should.
I did. But yeah, the drama is just crazy. Antonio Brown, you had...
Did you hear that now he's going to fucking play?
Yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. Like,
this guy owns that fucking organization.
Well, I mean, they traded, a third and a fifth for him, then they gave him that deal. Like, but they had their out.
Oh, that's it.
They had to suspend him, and then they could cut him.
That voids the contract.
They suspend him, and then they can cut him, and they don't have to pay him anything. And then you just say, fuck it, we lost. But it's the Raiders, and they're fucking stupid. Mark Davis there with a stupid-ass haircut. It's like,
Mark Davis
can't do
looks like he's a horrifying-looking human.
It's fucking terrifying.
If you're that rich, can't you find a way to make yourself even respectably attractive?
Well, I mean, all he has to do is just pay a little bit of money for sex, and he's fine.
He used to pay a little bit of money for anything, and he's fine. But, like, fuck, man. If I woke up every morning and I looked in the mirror and that's what I saw...
With all that money?
I'm out. Like,
with all that money?
That's what I'm saying. I'm poor, and I make the necessary decisions I need to look, adequate? Adequate.
Yeah, sure.
Adequate. We're going to roll with adequate.
And also, like, given that John Gruden contract, oh my God.
Yeah, well, that was absurd.
The Raiders are winning 4 games this year. Book it.
I think I had him at 3. What did I have him at last week? I think I had him at 3 last week.
Well, you said 13-3, and I'm like 13-3,
and you just kept repeating it, and I was like, 13-3, because I was reading my notes backwards.
You had somebody else listed for the fucking
Melvin Gordon.
Melvin Gordon, though, he is good. He is a really good running back.
Thank you.
I don't understand this holdout, though.
Who thinks? I know because he is one of the, if not the top paid running back in the NFL. Is he not?
Who, Melvin Gordon? No, yeah. I'm pretty sure he's still on a rookie deal.
I don't think so. Check it out.
I will Google
it. And if I'm wrong, it's 100% because I listened to the Kelly Green Hour with Connor, who filled me with that information of his current contract.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. So, again, the collusion against them is on.
Oh, 100%. That's right. Yeah, there are 2 other football segments here that you should be listening to.
4 years. His average is like 11.7, and that is 4th. So, I didn't know that.
Okay. So, yeah. So, one of the top 5.
I could have sworn like he was young and on that rookie deal. But I was wrong, and I admit when I'm wrong.
There you go.
Unlike the Carlos Hyde thing, I was absolutely right.
Yeah, and I had to admit that I was wrong. See, we're very honest on this podcast. We don't lie to you.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, sure, he should get paid, but at the same time, like, you got to realize that your position is like...
Yeah, but I think that that's what all of these running backs are doing now, is trying to make that statement like, sure, you're going to give a quarterback 30, 35, maybe $40 million, Patrick Mahomes II, eventually, per year with that AAV, and they're going to get these massive contracts. They can play until their 40s. We've seen it. We're seeing it now with Brady. We saw it nearly with Manning. We see it all the time.
Like Drew Brees.
Exactly. These guys
Eli's still fucking playing. He's terrible. That's because the Giants won't let go.
They have some serious issues over there in that entire...
I'd be happy if I was an Eagles fan, which I am this year for money reasons.
That's 100% correct. Which we next segment we get into some of that shit. But running backs, they all, like Le'Veon last year, he did it. Zeke this year even.
Le'Veon got a decent paycheck. I feel like he would have gotten more if he actually played.
He would have gotten more if he played, stayed healthy.
And you know what? I still think he's going to do well with the Jets, to be fair.
I don't know yet.
Given
he has such a unique running style, he's not a normal like one cut kind of guy. He literally is standing still.
It seems like it's fucking 2 minutes behind the line.
I know.
It's really like 10 seconds. And
I don't get it. Yeah. And then his explosiveness once he makes that decision is unreal. And I feel like for a lineman, that's a really difficult and different thing to block for.
Yes.
So I think there's going to be a little bit of an adjustment there for him.
It definitely is. So I'll give it by like week 5. He's posting elite numbers again.
Yeah, I would say that. You get through that first quarter of the season or so, and we start to see what that could be over there in New York.
Mm-hmm.
But my whole point is when running backs that are trying to make these statements right now, they're the right guys to be making those statements. It is the Le'Veons. It is, right now, Melvin Gordon. It was Zeke Elliott until he got his extension there, too.
You see,
these guys need to get
I'm going
paid.
to interrupt you, though. Zeke is
had
more
2 years left.
More than well-deserved, though.
Sure. He's their entire offense.
He is. And their offensive line does help. It does help to have Amari Cooper, who is a very decent wide receiver at best. And
there you go.
Dak is just terrible. I respect Amari Cooper for what it is, but he definitely did offensive pass interference last year or 2 years ago against the Chiefs when the Chiefs lost to them. It was bullshit. So I kind of still have that disdain. But like Zeke had more of an argument than Melvin Gordon does. Like, there's nobody behind Zeke that can really carry it unless you believe in Tony Pollard, which I did in fantasy just for shits and giggles. So I'm like, hey, you should do it. And then I traded him, and it worked out.
There you go.
But, like, Melvin Gordon, like, you have Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson, I think his name is behind him, and I think that those two guys are very serviceable. They can, like, provide it.
And they have an actual quarterback there.
Yes, Philip Rivers is an elite. He is, like, the new almost Dan Marino. And that's coming from a Chiefs fan. Philip Rivers is goddamn good, and I don't think he's ever liked his team.
I know, it's absurd, right?
I know.
He has to be good, though. He's got 97 kids.
I feel like he's that guy that he only has sex when he wants to have a kid.
You think he's a crazy Christian?
Something like that, yeah. All he does is watch tape.
All he does is watch tape.
Yes.
Win football games. They're
And
like the
produce
perpetual
children.
10-6, 11-5 team that like just always are there.
They had like their 6 and 10 games, and those are the years where 6 and 10 games, 6 and 10,
6 and 10 seasons.
Yes,
It was like 2 seasons out of the last like 15 years.
It's happened, and that was when Philip Rivers was the most angry. It's because he had no fucking team around him on offense.
It's true.
So I don't blame him,
done
but
what they
I
need
enjoy seeing him cry, which happens a lot. I also enjoy seeing him angry. It's always fucking hilarious.
Because I don't believe it. Like just looking at him, he looks like it just looks lame. Like there are guys who get angry. I'm like,
seen that fucking face, like
right?
That fucking weird ass face.
It's so strange.
We'll post that because I was trying to fucking mimic it for Shane. Monkey's the only one that enjoyed it at the moment.
That's true. Does he dips back another swig of the flask?
But it's always hilarious to see him mad, and when he's excited, I get really angry because that means something good happened.
They're the same thing. It's the same emotion and the same squinted face with like the red forehead. It's absurd. Everything's the same.
Just Google Philip Rivers hates his team. You're gonna get something. Like I'm gonna do it right now. Philip Rivers hates his team. Hates his family was the first thing that came up. That's fucked up. All right, nothing came up.
Nothing came up.
That's just
we'll find it.
No. Go to images. It's images. You have to go to
Images.
images, and you just see the very. He is about to punt. Oh my god! All right, here you go. Losing 16-7 to the Jets.
Just save the photo so we can post it.
No, please just Google Philip Rivers. This is the face I was trying to mimic. Just Google Philip Rivers
and
hates
just
his
scroll
team
through all
on
of the
images.
pictures.
Just go no, I'm sorry. This is the one I was trying to mimic. It's so fucking funny, and we're enjoying it now. Please do it at your leisure while listening to this, while we're talking about it, because it is fucking grand, and I'm saying that as a Chiefs fan, and I take great pride in beating him usually twice a year.
I don't know about this year.
Anymore. Yeah, I am concerned.
What did you have him at?
Was that I had them 13-3, and they'd lose to the Packers, Patriots, and Chargers. Yes,
Once, yeah,
yes.
That's what I thought.
So it will be bullshit chicanery as always. So we got sidetracked from diva NFL players and all their drama.
I think we covered the only ones we needed to cover right now.
I feel like there's another one. Yep. All right, this one I need to ask you about. What other Cleveland athletes could be put in a Chiefs uniform and work out? The fuck did you mean by that?
That just could hack it in the NFL. Like that you could just take these players. I stole this from the Kelly Green Hour because we were trying to just scramble for topics right now. So we definitely don't have to do this one. I have a couple, but...
Okay, go with it because I'm still confused by the whole idea of what you were trying to offer me.
I'm not trying to offer you anything. Hold up. All right, so basically the idea of it was which other Cleveland athletes in the city of Cleveland right now could you put in Chiefs uniform? That's why. Why did I go Cleveland?
I don't know why you went Cleveland.
Who was I talking to? I don't even think I was meant to talk to you.
So fucking confused.
How about that? That's weird as hell.
You're probably talking to your brother. I don't know.
Thank you. You're right.
But I really don't know. All right, we're going to scrap that. Because
We're going to totally scrap that because I was talking to Andrew.
Okay. Well,
because he lives in Cleveland part-time.
I don't know, but random...
Whatever.
Okay, all right. I'm ditching this. All right, I apologize for the last 92 seconds.
It's true. My bad. This is what happens when you're on 48 podcasts.
Yes.
You just forget.
That is fair. And this is what happens when you try to trust your co-host with bringing up a topic.
My bad.
So back to mine.
Back to yours.
For this week, Chiefs-Jaguars game, your top Chief in offense and defense. Who you got? Standout player.
Yeah, totally went the unsexy way here and took the very obvious one, but I took it for funny. And
I said not to take Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes second is off the table because he is always amazing. He's our Lord and Savior.
It is correct.
He will always be amazing. He does no wrong occasionally. He might do like that one bad pass.
Maybe. But I went Tyreek Hill because Jalen Ramsey is absurd and never shuts his mouth. So if you have not yet seen the Jalen Ramsey thing where he sat there and doubled down on his previous comments on Tyreek Hill, which he's made, I think, twice now in his career before this, right? He had stated again that he is now not playing one side of the field. He's going to follow Tyreek Hill.
He should.
It makes no sense that he wouldn't. I don't understand why so many coordinators and cornerbacks are so stuck in. I'm a left side of the field corner, right side of the field corner, whatever it may be.
But he scroll. Sorry.
Tripled down. You're good. Basically tripled down on his comments about Tyreek Hill, stating that he's nothing more than a return specialist, and that he is a all-pro corner and player in his position. So he talked all that shit, and Tyreek Hill, now fresh off his 3-year extension there for the $54 million, I can't wait to sit there and hear the Tyreek Hill interview after the game. So it needs to happen specifically for that.
All right. So crazy enough, last year, I'm interrupting Shane because my guy is Sammy Watkins. Because this is second full year with an offense in the past 4 years.
Yeah.
So, and I think he's going to break out because, again,
as long as he fucking stays healthy.
Jalen is going to be following Tyreek Hill. I'm looking up last year's stats between the Jaguars and the Chiefs. Chiefs won 30-14. Patrick Mahomes didn't throw a touchdown pass. He threw 2 interceptions that game. That was brought up to me. I was listening to PMT today, and they brought that up, and I was like, wait, what the fuck? That's true? He won a game without a touchdown pass? I thought that was just week 17, 2016. Or 17, whatever it was. 17.
17, yeah.
And, it was... He had a rushing touchdown, and Cremon had a rushing touchdown as well, and then everything else was defense and probably special teams. Jordan Lucas, 4 touchdowns and a safety is what they did, I believe. I don't know. Anywho, Sammy Watkins is my guy because Tyreek Hill, he had 4 catches for 61 yards last year. I'll give him 3 and 50 this week. And it's disappointing in Tyreek Hill terms, but you still have Travis Kelce, you still have Sammy Watkins, you still have Damian Williams, you have Sean McCoy now, Darwin Thompson, Mecole Hardman.
Yeah, I was waiting on it.
DeMarcus Robinson. So they still have weapons. And I think they still easily...
Where do you think they rank in terms of overall offensive starters depth out there in terms of skill players that can hurt you on the offensive side of the football?
Right now, running back, I think they're top. And that's such a solid depth all around. They don't have I'm not going to say Damian Williams is an elite starter.
Yeah.
But he's serviceable, and then you have LaShawn, who could probably still start for a bunch of teams, and then Darwin Thompson coming out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Receiver, it just works. You have Tyreek Hill, you have Sammy Watkins, and then it goes down to DeMarcus Robinson and Mecole Hardman, who people should have drafted in fantasy. If you haven't, pick him up after this week. And then you have Travis Kelce. It does suck. Demetrius Harris, as much as I hated him, he was definitely decent backup tight end. They don't really have that yet. That has proved themselves, so I'm kind of iffy on that. But overall, they're going to be a top 2-3 offense.
Yeah.
If not the best. I think the Rams will still be up there. And then after that.
I don't trust the Rams, at all. I don't understand why so many people do. as innovative and offensively gifted as they say that McVay is, it's just how long does it take for people to find out a system? It happens all the time, and he's a young coach who has yet to really prove that he's adjusted. Like one thing that Elle mentioned, and I don't know if it was on a show or if we were just talking about it, is the fact that, you sit there and you see what Belichick was able to do to him, and they made all of these different adjustments after the headset's cut out. Because Goff has no fucking idea what he's doing out there. He's not a real fucking quarterback. He just has like an okay arm. That's it. Everything else is McVay. So what happens when all these other teams start doing that too? So I don't trust the fucking Rams for shit.
Yeah, that's fair. And I will say, if there was ever a team that was going to trade like their quarterback like at the end of the rookie deal, it should have been the Rams.
He's a system guy.
I know they just drafted. They didn't just draft. They just extended Goff. He's a guy like I would have traded
with
him.
an absurd number.
Yes, like you got Sean McVay, who probably can make like any quarterback good.
Yeah,
like you just draft another or sign someone like and have them duke it out. And whoever Sean McVay likes, you'll still do well. You'll still probably compete for that division with the Seahawks and get a wild card spot.
Yeah,
especially with Wade Phillips running that defense. That defense is still pretty good. That's why I kind of believe in the Rams to be top 3 seed in the NFC. So yes, on to the defense of the Chiefs standout player.
Yeah,
who you got?
I had
Samuel Watkins.
So again, I went unsexy, but I went it specifically because I don't want to see Nick Foles die. I just think I'm going to see him die. So I went Chris Jones and his 15.5 sacks, good for 50% of his fucking tackles last year.
Stone Cold Chris Jones is going to get paid, and he better get paid by the Chiefs. That is a good one, and it is very sexy because he's goddamn good.
Yeah,
and he should continue to do well in the 4-3 as opposed to the 3-4. Yeah. So that's a solid pick. I'm going with Juan Thornhill, their second draft pick this year after Mecole Hardman. Safety. Daniel Sorensen right now is listed as a starter, but I think they're going to, alternate, and Thornhill will make his plays solidify that he should be the starter. I think he proved that in preseason training camp, but,
Sure, you go to the veteran to start the year.
Yeah, so I think, he gets at least one interception, and I think he gets a fumble recovery.
Jesus.
Yes.
I don't ever predict picks. Like we had something similar on Backyard Beers and Football, and went for like a defensive standout, and I took Avonte Maddox. So did Rob. And
you guys do the same thing. I don't even listen. I feel bad.
So no, you're good. I think every show does this. You have to every single week. But yeah, Rob was like, he's gonna get at least one pick, and I was like, you think he's just gonna have a good fucking game? Like, I don't think he's gonna fucking sit there and pick him off. Like, whatever. Although it is Case Keenum in that particular sense, and this is
you guys got 3 interceptions.
This is Big
at least.
Nick, so Lord and Savior of an entire fucking city. But no, I just think, as you mentioned before, I think it was before we got on here, their line kind of in shambles over there.
It is.
He's not a mobile quarterback.
I think
whatsoever.
who's starting at left tackle has done like one snap at left tackle, and that was in college on a kneel. So
that's absurd.
Yes,
I would not. And like, as smart of a quarterback as Foles is, because he is a smart quarterback, he still has the tendency to hold on to the football way too long, and way too often he moves into traffic in the pocket, forcing awkward throws. And like, so long as he's on the right side of the hash, he's got enough arm to get it, to throw the ball away. If he is not, that's where he makes his awful decisions with the football and then picks.
Yeah, I just think Juan Thornhill will be there. It'll probably be like some sort of Hail Mary play where he gets the interception.
End of the half.
But the fumble recovery is going to be like some nickel formation. And
do you think he also makes the hit?
No. Honey Badger will do that. It'll be a breakout play, but Honey Badger saves the day, and then Thornhill picks it up.
What a signing.
The only way to replace Eric Berry was Honey Badger. And
yeah.
Even as good as Earl Thomas is, we did. Yeah. As good as Earl Thomas is, I think Honey Badger was the more appropriate way to go.
So do I.
Should have went with both, though. All right, so standout players on offense and defense. Shane's got Tyreek Hill and Chris Jones.
Yep.
I've got Sammy Watkins and Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill. So the last thing we're going to do is just standout rookie of the week and overall in the NFL. Just one rookie. Who you got?
So I'm going Kyler Murray, who I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of him, but Cliff Kingsbury over there. Look, you should know, offensive, basically genius in college for his 5 years. I want to say he was there.
You're just trying to goad me into saying that Patrick Mahomes II got him a head coaching job in the NFL without ever working in the NFL.
100%.
Because I was going to say it regardless.
There you go. But no, I mean, they're going over there in Detroit. So I think it's a really nice ease into the NFL for a super athletic quarterback with a pretty big arm for a little guy. But
I don't see a week one. I don't see it.
See, I see a really big week one for him, and then this invincibility factor, and then he's going to blow after that. So
I don't see it.
That's me. But because I'm not a huge Kyler guy.
I'm going to double down and say Juan Thornhill. But I'm not actually going to. But I mean, Juan Thornhill is a.
It is your pick. You said it before we got on.
I know. I said another guy because double dipping on the Chiefs talk show. Me being the Chiefs fan.
Homers of homers.
A little bit unfair. I am going to go with. Oh shit! I had someone. I just forgot it. I always do this.
Team.
I always have someone. The team. Who was the team?
Damn.
I am the team. Fuck. All right, Juan Thornhill it is.
Juan Thornhill it is.
I had someone. I swear, I had someone.
We'll end up tweeting it out at like 3:30 in the morning.
Yes.
By the way,
as soon as it's supposed to be like, oh yeah, it was this guy. It's like during the game, he's already had 3 catches or something.
There you go. That's the reminder you need.
All right. So, any final thoughts on Week 1 coming up? Chiefs, Eagles, NFL in general.
No, I think my final thought right now is the fact that I am current. If you guys listen to this and you have a way to stream Chief games, I need it because I host an Eagles party as an Eagles fan in Casa de Meade, the home. And so we'll obviously be entertaining and having the Eagles game on. But as I cover this show with Steve, and ordinarily we're going to hope to God that our schedules do not align and that I can meet up either with him at the bar or he comes over here, whatever it is. But if you have a way that I can get this game in and not just have Red Zone on to see the 48 touchdown passes thrown in Week 1 by Patrick Mahomes II, Lord and Savior, please DM me or tweet at us. I would appreciate it.
Right. Mine is, please, for the love of God, Patrick Mahomes II, do not get hurt. Amen.
You can't say that shit. You can't speak that shit into existence. What's wrong with you?
I'm so concerned. I'm always concerned. Every week I'm concerned.
Oh, God.
So, Patrick Mahomes II gets hurt, Matt Moore will die for the team. So,
Matt Moore will die for this team. Coming out of retirement after he's already died once in his career.
All right.
Oh, right. For all of your catering needs on NFL Sundays, no matter which team you represent, if you're in Kansas City, this means nothing to you, but if you have family in Philadelphia, strongly recommend that they go here. Just Food, 215-794 Food. That's 215-794-3663. Treat yourself. Take it home. Visit our guy, Asian Rob. You guys won't in KC, but again, tell your Philly families to do so. It's Just Food, 215-794 Food, 215-794-3663.
Yes. Chiefs have a primetime game Week 2, I believe. I think we mentioned it.
Yeah.
We're going to watch it at Casa de Meade, and we're going to order it.
That is correct.
I have just decided this on the whim.
I'm in.
All right, so now that plans have been made, ads have been done, final thoughts have been said, and I have hopefully not jinxed anybody. This has been Steve, accompanied with Shane for the Chiefs Talk, whatever episode, like 3, 2, whatever it is, but it's Week 1. I'm excited, and I will not be able to fucking drink tomorrow night, probably. I will just be very anxious, which is the first.
You don't drink when you get anxious?
No, I drink more. But no, I know I need to get to the bar early. Then I'm going to start drinking.
All right.
So I won't drink as much as I usually do. So thank you. Please stay tuned for the Whiskey Ramble show that we will be doing in probably about an hour after this.
There you go.
All right, Shane, see you later. Everyone, see you later.
A fighting man I used to be, revered and feared through Killarney. Now I'm back to hitching with the wind. But if Mickey Flynn should ever find me, I'll throw me caution all behind me and square off on that son of a bitch again. He cracked open a river too, he beat me Sunday through and through, and such over my unconscious frame. I won me healthy sheriff fights, well lucky son still had me life since Mickey Flynn beat me dumb and lame.